I am loving the 60-degree days in February, but for those of us who are living in the Denver area, this false spring isn't necessarily a gift. It might actually be a liability. And if you're considering moving to the Denver area, here's what you need to know about what's happening in our climate and how that can affect your ability to purchase a home. The 2026 snow drought is actually a reality. There's record lows. The statewide snowpack is at 55% of the 30-year median. The South Platte River Basin, which is the huge river that comes all the way out of Deckers and through the mountains, the Continental Divide, it goes all the way through Denver. It's at a record low of 42%. That's the lowest moisture level we've seen since 1987. So we're like bone dry here. The risk is that the ground is frozen and it doesn't contain moisture. And we are coming up into some of our windiest months of the year. And this creates like a tinderbox effect for the environment and the foothills. And a lot of us live and play near those areas, so this is a really big deal. The snow drought is changing how we own homes in Denver, and it's currently impacting insurance rules, power reliability, and the cost of our yards. And of course, skiers and how we live our Colorado lifestyle. So let's start with the Xcel shutoffs and the failure of our infrastructure. This is actually incredibly common and quite annoying. Most recently, December 17th, 2025, Xcel Energy, which is our power source, they provide both gas and electric, and they kind of have a monopoly on the area. They initiated a public safety power shutoff that began at 10 a.m. There was like 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and there was over 115,000 people, customers, households, affected across the Front Range. They lost power. The hardest hit areas were Boulder, Jefferson County, and Douglas County. And many families actually went for like 3 to 5 days without any heat or ability to cook. Granted, it was really warm then, so it didn't really matter as far as heat goes. But also, it can really impact you if you don't have the ability to keep your food cold, refrigeration, right? The cause is that the roots are dying in the dry, frozen soil. This is called winter desiccation. That's where trees become really brittle. They snap like glass, and the branches hit the lines and can cause a fire. And that causes safety shutdowns. Okay, so that was our most recent event, and we had quite a few other shutdowns in the last year or so as well. So let's talk more. I'll have solutions for you about that at the end. Let's talk more about insurance now. There is a House Bill 1182, which is the July 2026 law coming up. It's basically like a credit score for fire risk. Just like banks check your credit before a loan, insurers are going to check your wildfire risk before they cover your home. In the past, these scores were actually secret, but starting in July 2026, these companies have to show your score and explain exactly how they calculated it. They can't just look at your zip code and say everyone in Golden or something like that, or Broomfield is in high risk. They have to look at your specific lot, your roofing material, and how close your trees are to the siding. So there's of course an appeals process, so let me know if you have questions on that, or you should really be thinking about this as you're looking for a home. If you're shopping for a house, as you do a little walk around the property, have it in the back of your head. Also, if you're a homeowner and you've actually had a tree removed, I had a client who did this back in November of last year, that you can appeal the insurance score that they give you and show that you've taken care of some of the issues. The cool part about this is that if you can prove that you've actually done this work, like having a 5-foot ember-free zone, then the law actually requires insurers to account for that in your premium. So they give you like a mandatory discount, which I think is kind of good. That's awesome, right? There are also verified programs like Wildfire Prepared Home that can lead to guarantee credits on your insurance policy. So check those out for sure. For some of us, the wildfire risk is a little bit lesser because we're like within the city limits. But most recently, we've had Boulder and Broomfield and Deer Creek over by me in Littleton, which is in Jefferson County, all affected by wildfires. And if we don't have rain and moisture as much as we have in past years, it could be much worse this coming season. Not only that, usually I'm showing homes this time of year and I am wearing boots, snow boots, walking through the snow, going over and shoveling my listings. But right now, since we don't have any snow, our lawns are barren and they look dry, and that's going to cause problems for homeowners too. So there are some water hikes coming up in 2026. They're increasing the fixed monthly charge to about $21. There's a couple of different tiers, and I'm not going to go into like all the details about it. You can Google it or use Gemini like I like to do. But if you have a high outdoor use, it actually jumps from $3 per 1,000 gallons to $7.26 per 1,000 gallons. So more than double. And so that might actually lead to like a liability of having a lawn, right? Where we usually think of having a beautiful green lawn as really appealing, it might not actually be anymore. We might start looking at replacing our beautiful Kentucky bluegrass with maybe a xeriscape option like you would see in some of the drier climates like Phoenix. A shift towards the native drought-resistant landscapes could be really, really useful, both in saving our water and also your wallet. So if you need a landscaper who is really good at that kind of landscape design, let me know, because I have a couple that I use really regularly with all my clients. If you do want to own a home in Denver, it's okay, right? This is a fantastic place to live. I mean, people love to go ride their bikes or go on a hike on a 60-degree day, and our 300 days of sunshine are becoming even more fun right now. And so there are some things that you can do to make your home more resilient and to make it okay to purchase a home in this area. Let's just start with the energy independence. I want to shoot a whole video about solar, but I will tell you that some people who used their battery storage during that Boulder power outage were able to share some of their power with people to save their refrigeration. And so if that can be a huge benefit, it can also keep your Wi-Fi running during these power outage events, which I think is very helpful. If you like to camp like I do, you can also use your camping supplies as like a grid down preparation system where you have an emergency kit and you know exactly where it is, flashlights, candles, maybe a propane can stove, whatever coolers you might have, any essentials for heating food. Maybe be prepared to go to the gym to take a shower if you have a gas heated water heater. If it's 40 degrees outside, there's a rule, 40-degree rule. You should water your trees. And I haven't been doing this, and I am going to start. But basically, we need to do a drip line on the roots of our trees so they do not die. I mean, usually this time of year, I'm outside literally shaking the snow off of the trees so that branches don't break. But now I'm more concerned about the tree dying or being too brittle because it's not getting enough water. So if you own a home, water your trees. Also, if you want to talk about maybe putting in turf or xeriscaping, give me a call, let me know. I would be happy to connect you with my landscapers. You can also do an insurance audit. Call your agent before the July 1st deadline. If you're looking at making a change on your insurance because your rates are too high, let me know. I have really great insurance agents I work with regularly. Also might get a pretty good score or discounts for mitigating any kind of potential fire issues. And last but not least, of course, how this is affecting us as the Denver lifestyle people that we are. I can't tell you how many of my friends are riding bikes all the time during this early spring, February time period, and people are going hiking, enjoying the park, playing outdoors. So honestly, there is a lot of appeal to people who want to come to a warmer climate if this were going to be our new normal. And also, it's a little bit sad when some of my amazing ski friends are not able to go do the, Black Diamond bowls that are super fun, full of powder on a normal year. Lately, it's a lot of just groomers because some of the other ski runs that would be full of powder are just rocks right now. So I'm also looking into the future thinking that we probably won't have campfires when we are camping this next summer, which is a little bit sad if you like making s'mores like we do. But also my daughter doesn't love the smell of campfire on her clothes, so she's going to be happy about it. Anyway, if you own a home near the mountains or you want to move closer to the mountains, it's really a privilege and there's a strategy to making it work. You can make your home, fireproof, right? And you can make sure you have everything planned out. If there are power outages, you can rethink your landscape and you can save money in those ways. It's not really just about making sure your home is an asset. It's about the Colorado lifestyle and the fact that we all love living here for a reason. I'm Heather O'Leary, your Colorado homegirl, and I would love to connect with you. So check out my next video about how to make a move in 2026. Have a great day.